Thank you, Rebecca, and everybody. I am new to Daily Dharma Gathering, so I'm delighted to join your community. So let's start. It's the end of a day, and I don't know, here it's been very hot, maybe most places. So let's start by cooling off a little bit, cooling our minds by just going to the breath. So in whatever seat you are, sit comfortably and bring your attention to your body. Be aware of the sensations in your body and where you are in the room, where you are in space. Your contact with the chair, the floor, the cushion, wherever you are. And then bring your mind inside your own body, if you will. And then to your breath, to the sensation of the air moving in and out. Can even let a feeling of gratitude begin to arise already by thinking, I'm glad I'm breathing. How fortunate I am to still be breathing in this body and this life right now. Let a little half smile come up to your lips. And then think about your motivation for why you tune in to Daily Dharma Gathering tonight. What are you hoping for yourself? Maybe peace of mind, maybe connection in Dharma community, but just think, why? Why do you do this? We can expand the motivation to think about everybody that is online right now and think, wow, may I get peace from this, and may they too. And we can take it a step further and think, whenever I find a place inside myself that is more peaceful, that is really cultivating a sense of love and contentment, everybody around me benefits. So let's spend this half hour together for their benefit too. And through the ripple effect that goes out to really everywhere, everybody benefits when our own peace of mind is really being cultivated, cared for. With the mind that we're really contributing to the peace of every living being, we'll share this time together. Set that as our motivation. So this topic of grateful mind, happy mind, is a lifelong practice. I want to preface this by saying that. And I want to start with a story that for me really kind of encapsulates the opposite of this. It's a Tibetan story, comes from the Tibetan tradition. And Tibetan was a nomad country, much of it was. And so it's set out in the nomadic winter where it's cold, not like it is here today. of a shepherd family who rotated, who was going to take care of the sheep during the course of the winter. And one day it was the son's turn, and oh, it was a bitter day. Cold, storm came in that no one expected. He was out for a long, long time, and the family was quite worried about him. And as the time for the evening meal came, he still wasn't there, and of course the mother, and it was the mother, had been cooking all day, preparing this meal, and so out of concern and care for the son, they set aside the best and biggest portion of meat, knowing that he had had the most difficult day. Okay, they weren't vegetarian, but the care was there for the son. So late he comes in after they finish the meal. He's tired, he's cold, he's miserable. He opens the door, he knows he's hungry, he sits down, his mother puts the plate in front of him, and he bursts into tears and says, "Why am I always given the meanest, the smallest portion?" Totally not knowing, but from his own mind conceiving that everybody's done better than him. Everybody has eaten well for him, and they have forgotten him as a last-minute thing. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, this mind is a little bit familiar. Why did they forget me? How come she got all the credit for the project and nobody's acknowledged me? How come they all had a party and forgot to ask me? This is a familiar mind, right? It's so easy to go into this way of thinking. And just like the young man who'd been out tending the sheep, we've got the story all made up before the plate's even set down in front of us. It is a mind that makes us so miserable. Everybody gets, I want. And it's not, this is not to judge us for having this. But it's just to notice that this is a habit of our samsaric, if you will, our craving, I want mind. So when we're on automatic, it's really easy to go there. You've probably had this example pointed out to you before, that if we go through the day, 9 people praise us for something, and 1 person criticizes us. When you are in the evening reflecting on the day, what do you turn over and over in your mind? Not praise number 1, not praise number 2, not praise number 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9. That criticism, what they said, how they said it, the exact words they used, the expression on their face when they said it, constructive or kind criticism or not, that's what we remember. So it's a habit. It is simply a habit of our ignorant, infused mind that tends to the negative. So there's a beautiful quote that says, "What we attend becomes our reality." Right? So this is actually an easy thing to antidote, if you think about it. If we attend to what is kind, we attend to what we do have, then the mind of gratitude is what arises in its place, and we're not operating out of this sense of lack. Now, it's easy to say. That is so easy to say. You've heard it probably 100 times. Count your blessings and you'll be a happier person. But it's true. It's really true. So there's a meditation that we teach in the Tibetan tradition that comes with developing the foundation for developing love and compassion for other beings. Because if we see them as always the people who are either criticizing us or eating our portion of the dinner or not giving us the praise that we want, then we're always like at odds with these people who are not being kind enough to me. Because don't we all want more love? Couldn't we all be happier if we had some more appreciation or more money? I mean, it doesn't have to be just these beautiful intangible things. More money would be nice too. More and more and more. The problem is not what we're not getting. The problem is actually in our mind and our wish and our need to cultivate a mind of contentment. And in order to have a mind of contentment, we have to start looking at what we actually have. So I want to go right to the meditation because I want to spend some time with this on how we can turn our mind just by turning our mind. We don't have to get more money. We don't have to do a better tap dance to get more praise. We just have to turn our mind to start to look at, to attend to the things that we do have that will help brighten our mind, create a sense of contentment, and therefore make us more able to start seeing all that we do have in our life. So you ready to do the meditation? Yeah, let's try it. So again, just get in the position that's comfortable for you. Take a moment to go back to your breath. Let's just look at today. Just let your mind scan, first of all, was there a moment of kindness? A gesture? Assistance? Someone help me today. See if you can bring to mind every moment, however small, of kindness that you received directly today, and let a feeling of appreciation for that well up in you. And then you can think about, just in general, in your life, recall some of the help that you've had from friends, relatives, people who have helped you out in various ways recently, and even throughout your whole life. And let that feeling of gratitude arise. And expand the circle a little bit and think about, well, did you eat today? Probably. Probably more than once. So where did that meal come from? Quite literally, who cooked it, and then think about who grew it, how it got to market. All the living beings, human and non-human, involved in making sure we got fed today. We can think how fortunate I am to have received all of this kindness. Think about something that we use today. Did you take transportation, drive a car, take the bus, get on the subway? How did those things come about? How did you get from here to there? And how many beings were involved in making that possible? Complete strangers. But due to their kindness, we got where we needed to go. And let some gratitude come up. Even the conditions for this daily Dharma gathering. Where'd that come from? How many people are involved in making that happen? And what about the technology we're using? Oh my gosh. How many people built that computer? How many people have been involved in getting the web to function in the way that we now just take it for granted? The efforts of so many people, and we benefit. No, and then it's good to really expand this and think about all the kindness that's happening in the world right now. How many people are being cared for in hospitals and cared for well, all over the world? How many children are being put to bed in a loving way by many, many parents or by caretakers who aren't even their parents? How many elderly people are being cared for by families and also by institutions that are making sure they're safe and well fed? Everywhere, all over the world. People exchanging kindness, which makes our society livable, and we benefit. We can even take this meditation a little further and only go there if it feels comfortable, but to actually think that some of the difficult situations or the difficult people we've encountered in our lives, I mean, we've had some benefit from that too. We're stronger. We've developed resources. We've had to learn to maybe be more kind to others. But even that can be construed as a way of benefiting us. And so with each circle of reflection on the kindness we've received in our lives and that's going on in the world, we can let this feeling of gratitude grow. Like, wow, how fortunate I am. How fortunate we are. And if we recognize that good fortune, really let this sense of being so richly fed by others be a part of our daily attention, then that lack mind doesn't have as much space to take over. So as our last thought, let's just set an intention to really be aware of, notice, appreciate the kindness in our lives. Cultivate a sense of gratitude. And then out of that, naturally, we will repay that kindness by sharing it with others. So I wonder if you feel a little lighter and have any questions or comments. While we're doing that, I want to recommend that actually people take just 5 minutes to do that kind of reflection every day. It really starts to turn our attention away from, towards what we have going for us. And that automatically makes us feel happier.
Well, so while we're waiting for questions, I just want to say I was feeling pretty happy when we started, but I'm feeling really good right now. That was amazing.
It's an amazing process, isn't it? And of course, we went through it kind of fast. You can really spend time on this, even a little section, Just today, I'm just going to think of friends and family. Tomorrow, I'm going to think of all the teachers I've ever had in my life and how much I've learned, and boy, how I've put that into use and practice. So you can build and go in so many different directions and see what a richness we have experienced in our lives. It makes us really happy.
Oh, here they are. Okay, so we have a comment from Grant. And he says, thank you. I was feeling disconnected and alone and afraid today.
Oh.
My day was filled with wealth, and this contemplation brought that to my consciousness and tears of gratitude with it. Sandy says, the desire to reduce an embedded chip on my shoulder keeps me coming back night after night to the DDG, Daily Dharma Gap. Thank you for helping me with this quest. I take it that I'm not alone feeling drowned in my own negative judgments.
You are not alone.
No, not alone.
Not alone. And if I can say too, we need to be careful not to judge ourselves that we have these things. It's pretty easy to continue to kind of keep that chip going by thinking, and I am so bad I should have it, that I shouldn't have this on my shoulder here. I am so bad for having this. But if you can go, wow, given my experience, given what I've learned in life, given my own mental habits, of course I have this chip on my shoulder. How wonderful it is that now I have the vision that would like to remove it. I can rejoice in everything I do that helps me to lift that. And this meditation can help a lot.
So thank you very much for this. I can't thank you enough. This was lovely.
Well, it's been a delight to join you. And I hope to be back. I for sure will be back again. And try this. Try it every day. It'll help. Guaranteed.
Well, we look forward to having you back. And thank you to everyone who joined us tonight. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Rebecca.